Every time you spend money, you are making a choice. A choice about what you care about. A choice about how you want to live. And right now, millions of people are making choices they don't even notice. They are paying for things that made sense 5 years ago, but have slowly become bad deals in 2026. The prices went up, the quality went down, the numbers changed, but the habit stayed the same. Your parents could trust certain purchases. $1 at a convenience store got you something fair. Airport food was expensive, but okay. Renting a car on vacation was simple and clear. Those days are gone. The gap between what things cost and what they are actually worth has grown so large that keeping old spending habits means you are quietly hurting your own financial future. I am going through 12 things that are no longer worth your money. These are not the obvious ones you have already heard about. These are the hidden expenses, the ones sitting right in front of you, quietly draining your bank account while giving you less value than ever before. Some of these might feel personal. That is the point. Knowing the problem is the first step to keeping more of your money. Let's get into it. Number 1, extended warranties. Every store in the country has figured out the same trick. The moment you try to buy anything, a toaster, a TV, headphones, a laptop, they offer you an extended warranty. Would you like protection for $9.99? Peace of mind for just $12? Here is what they do not tell you. Stores make 50 to 80% profit on extended warranties. These are some of the highest profit products in their entire business. They push them so hard because the numbers strongly favor the store. Most products either break early, which is already covered by the manufacturer's warranty, or they last long after the extended warranty ends. The small number of products that break exactly during the extended warranty period is so small that companies make huge profits selling this coverage. On top of that, most people forget they bought the warranty, find the process too annoying to use, or find out the specific problem is not covered in the fine print. Maybe 5% of people who buy warranties actually use them. The other 95% are simply giving money to stores for nothing. If you want protection against broken products, build your own savings fund instead. Put the money you would have spent on warranties into a separate savings account. If something breaks, you have cash to fix or replace it. If nothing breaks, you keep the money. Over time, you will come out much better than paying for protection you will almost never use. The one exception is AppleCare on devices you truly depend on and would hate to replace at full price. That's about it. Everything else is just profit dressed up as peace of mind. Number 2, airport food and drinks, $6 for a bottle of water, $18 for a bad sandwich in plastic wrap. $14 for a beer you could buy at a grocery store for $2. $22 for a sit-down meal that would cost $9 anywhere outside the airport. Airport prices have always been unfair. People stuck in one place with few choices and time pressure make the perfect customer for overcharging. But the markups have reached truly crazy levels in recent years. The airport knows you are trapped. Your only options are whatever shops are past security, and they charge as much as they want, taking as much money as possible from travelers who did not plan ahead. The solution is almost too simple. Bring an empty water bottle through security and fill it at a fountain on the other side. Pack snacks before you leave home. Eat a proper meal before you get to the airport. If you have a long wait, walk past the first few restaurants near your gate. Prices are often lower in quieter parts of the terminal where fewer people walk by, or just accept being a little hungry until you land. A 4-hour flight without food will not hurt you. This pricing model only works because people are not willing to deal with small discomfort. Refuse to play along. Every purchase at those prices is money moving from your wallet to big companies that have carefully calculated exactly how uncomfortable you need to be before you pay whatever they ask. Number 3, rental cars on. Vacation. You book a trip. Flights cost $300. Hotel costs $400. Everything looks fine until you realize you need a car. Suddenly, you are looking at $60, $80, or $100 per day before the fees even begin. A one-week vacation that seemed affordable now has an extra $500 to $800 just so you can drive yourself around. Then come the fees. Airport charges, facility charges, vehicle license fees, energy fees, premium location fees, tourism fees, and of course the pushy insurance upsell that your credit card probably already covers, but they will pressure you about anyway. A rental car can literally double the cost of a budget trip. The price you see when you search is almost never the price you pay when you walk out with the keys. Industry data shows that average rental car prices are still 30 to 50% higher than before the pandemic. The companies found out that customers would pay more, and they have no plans to go back to old prices. There are other options for many trips. Rideshare services for occasional travel might cost less than daily rental fees if you are not driving all the time. Public transport in many cities is large and cheap. Some places are easy to walk around if you pick your hotel location carefully. For some trips, the real cost of a rental car should make you rethink the destination completely. A beach town where you need a car might cost more overall than a city with great public transport. Do the full math before you book. The rental price you see is just marketing. The real price might completely change how you plan your vacation. Number 4. Airbnb. When Airbnb started, the idea was clear. Regular people renting spare rooms or empty apartments for less than hotels, with more space and a real neighborhood feel. That Airbnb no longer exists. What is there now is professional property management, smart pricing software, and fee structures designed to hide the true cost until you are about to confirm your booking. You see a listing for $149 per night. Seems fine. You click to book and find a $300 cleaning fee, a $130 service fee, local taxes, and suddenly your 3-night stay jumped from $450 to over $900. The price basically doubled through fees that were not shown until the last screen. The cleaning fees are especially frustrating because most listings also ask guests to do cleaning before they leave. Strip the beds, start the laundry, take out the trash, load the dishwasher, vacuum the floors. You are paying $300 for cleaning while also doing the cleaning yourself. Meanwhile, hotels have become competitive again. Many now have small kitchens. They include daily cleaning, reliable quality, and real accountability if something goes wrong. You know exactly what you are paying, with no surprise fees. Before booking any Airbnb, calculate the full cost per night and honestly compare it to a similar hotel. Think about the difference in convenience, the cleaning tasks expected of you, and the lack of help if the place does not match the photos. The math has changed a lot. For many trips, especially short ones, hotels now offer better value than the platform that was supposed to beat them. Number 5, movie theaters. A movie ticket now costs between $12 and $18 depending on where you live and the format. Premium options like IMAX or Dolby can push toward $25 per seat. A couple going to see a movie is looking at $30 to $50 just for tickets. Then come the snacks. $8 for a soda that costs the theater almost nothing. $12 for popcorn that costs under $1 to make. The snack stand exists because that is where theaters actually make their money. Ticket money mostly goes to the studios. A movie date that used to cost $25 total now runs $70 to $90 for 2 people with snacks, for about 2 hours of entertainment. The time between a movie in theaters and on streaming has gotten much shorter. Unless the theater experience truly matters for what you are watching, a huge IMAX screen, avoiding spoilers, the fun of opening night, the value is just not there anymore. You could wait 6 to 8 weeks and watch the same movie at home on a streaming service you probably already pay for. Better seat, your own snacks, Pause whenever you want. No strangers talking nearby. Save movie theaters for the rare films that truly need the big screen and the shared experience. Those films exist. But the regular Tuesday showing of an average comedy that is better at home in every way except patience? Stay home. Number 6, expensive grocery stores for basic items. Whole Foods and similar high-end organic stores with beautiful displays, soft lighting, and prices that seem unreal. These stores have convinced a certain group of shoppers that spending more on groceries means they care more about their health. The branding works well. The economics do not. For specialty items you truly cannot find anywhere else, the higher price might make sense. For everyday basics, you are paying extra just for the store's image, and that has nothing to do with product quality. The organic milk at Whole Foods is the same organic milk at Costco, just 30% cheaper. Both have the same USDA organic certification, both came from cows. One costs more because of the store's rent, appearance, and marketing. This pattern repeats across almost every basic product: eggs, vegetables, bread, butter, olive oil. The expensive store charges more for basically identical items because their shoppers believe higher price means higher quality, even when the products come from the same suppliers. Grocery spending has gone up everywhere, but high-end stores have raised prices much faster than regular inflation. A family spending $600 a month at Whole Foods could buy the same quality food at Costco, Aldi, or Trader Joe's for $400 or less. That is $2,400 saved every year for essentially the same food. Buy your everyday items at cheaper stores. Save visits to fancy stores for truly unique products you cannot find elsewhere. The nice atmosphere of an expensive store is not worth paying 40% more for basic goods. Number 7, gym memberships you do not use. The fitness industry's business model depends almost entirely on people paying for something they never use. That is what makes gyms profitable. If every member actually came regularly, no gym could handle the crowd. They are counting on you to pay and stay home. The average gym membership costs $30 to $60 per month. If you go 4 times a week, that is a reasonable cost per visit. If you go twice a month, you are paying $15 to $30 per visit. If you have not gone in 6 weeks, you are paying for absolutely nothing. Americans waste about $400 a year on gym memberships they do not use. That is billions of dollars moving from people who had good plans in January to gyms that correctly guessed how people actually behave. An honest look at this is uncomfortable but important. Check your actual visits over the last 3 months. Calculate your real cost per visit. If that number makes you feel embarrassed, cancel the membership and try something different. Home workouts need very little equipment. Running and walking are free. YouTube has endless free workout videos from real trainers. Fitness apps that cost $15 a month are still cheaper than the gym you keep avoiding. Pay for fitness options you actually use regularly. Everything else is just an expensive reminder of what you plan to do. Number 8, bank fees. The average American pays nearly $300 a year in bank fees, overdraft fees, monthly maintenance fees, ATM fees, minimum balance fees, wire transfer fees, paper statement fees. Traditional banks with many branches charge these fees to pay for their costs, buildings, staff, and physical locations across thousands of places. You are helping pay for their real estate and salaries every month through fees. Most people never stop to question. In 2026, there is no reason to accept this. Online banks work without those physical costs. They pass the savings to customers through free checking, better interest on savings, and no minimums. High-yield savings accounts at online banks offer around 4 to 5% interest per year. Traditional banks with branches pay a tiny fraction of that on the same money. On a $10,000 emergency fund, that difference is $400 a year in interest you are simply missing out on. If your bank still charges monthly fees, overdraft fees, or pays almost no interest on your savings, you are choosing to lose money by staying loyal to a bank that does not care about your loyalty. Switching banks takes a few hours to set up. The yearly savings can reach $500 or more when you add up removed fees and better interest rates. The return for your time is extraordinary. Number 9. Convenience store purchases. A bottle of water at a convenience store costs $2.50 to $3.50. The same bottle at a grocery store costs about 60 cents. A six-pack from Costco brings the cost per bottle under 30 cents. Convenience stores mark up almost everything, 100 to 300% above grocery store prices, snacks, drinks, basic food, toiletries, all priced to take maximum money from people who did not plan ahead. The word convenience is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that business model. You are paying triple for the simple fact that you did not visit a grocery store earlier. These stores are placed at gas stations, near bus stops, and in areas with few supermarkets nearby. They make money from urgency and poor planning. Regular convenience store shoppers do not realize how fast the costs add up. A $3 drink and a $2 snack every day seems like nothing. But that is $5 times 365 days over $1,800 a year on things that would cost $600 at a grocery store. The fix is simple, but requires a little thinking ahead. Keep snacks and drinks stocked at home and at work. Fill a water bottle before you leave. Buy what you need at regular stores with normal prices. Every convenience store purchase is a price you pay for not planning. The occasional emergency stop makes sense. Making it a regular habit is an expensive mistake. Number 10. Storage units. The self-storage industry in America makes over $40 billion a year. There are more storage facilities in this country than McDonald's, Starbucks, and Dunkin' combined. People rent these units for one main reason: they own more stuff than fits in their home. Instead of dealing with that problem, they pay monthly rent to keep their things in a concrete box they rarely visit. The average storage unit costs between $100 and $300 a month, depending on size and location. That is $1,200 to $3,600 a year to store things you are not using. Here is the question no one honestly asks. If you have not touched something in a year, do you actually need to own it? Most storage units are full of furniture from old apartments, boxes never unpacked after the last move, holiday decorations used once a year, and exercise equipment that did not get used at home and is definitely not being used in storage. The financial math is harsh. After 2 years of storage fees, you have often paid more in rent than the stuff inside is even worth. You are spending real money to hold on to things that give you zero benefit. The solution requires making some uncomfortable choices. Sell what has value. Donate what someone else could use. Throw away what is truly just junk. The short discomfort of letting things go saves thousands of dollars that would otherwise keep going to storage facilities month after month. If something is important enough to keep, it is important enough to keep where you live. If it is not worth the space in your home, it is not worth paying monthly rent just to avoid making a decision about it. Number 11. Alcohol at bars and restaurants. A cocktail at a decent bar costs $14 to $18 in most places. A glass of wine costs $12 to $16. A beer costs $7 to $10. The ingredients in that $14 martini cost about $2. Wine by the glass is usually priced 300 to 400% above what the bottle costs in a store. The markup on drinks is among the highest in the entire restaurant business. Bars and restaurants survive on what they make from drinks. As food profits got smaller, drink markups went up to make up for it. The industry has found that people will pay almost any price when they are drinking socially. A night out with 3 or 4 drinks can easily add $40 to $60 to your bill beyond food. Do that every week, and you are spending over $2,000 a year on alcohol outside your home. The same drinks at home cost 70 to 80% less. A decent bottle of wine costs $15 to $20 and gives you 4 or 5 glasses. A cocktail made at home uses the same ingredients for about $2. This does not mean never drink at bars. The social setting has value beyond the drink itself. The experience matters, but being aware of what you are actually paying turns an automatic habit into a conscious choice. Drinking a little at home before going out, alternating drinks with water, ordering beer instead of cocktails, choosing a bottle of wine instead of glasses when eating with others, each of these cuts down on the markup while keeping the social experience. Every drink bought at full bar prices is a choice to pay 400% more than needed for the same liquid. At least know you are making that choice rather than making it without thinking. Number 12, cheap products that break right away. There is an old saying, buy cheap, buy twice. In 2026, it might be buy cheap, buy 5 times. The quality of low-cost goods has dropped dramatically. That dollar store item that used to last a few months now breaks before the week is over. The budget version of a product that used to work okay now barely works at all. Manufacturers have found that they can cut quality faster than they cut prices, making more profit while selling products that fail almost immediately. The customer gets something that technically matches the description but is basically throwaway. Cheap furniture is a perfect example of this trap. A particle board dresser costs $80. It also falls apart within a year and needs to be replaced. 3 replacements later, you have spent $240 and still have bad furniture. A good quality dresser for $300 would still be working 10 years later. The same pattern shows up with cheap tools, budget electronics, discount appliances, and fast fashion clothing. The low starting price hides the high total cost of replacing things over and over. Quality items cost more at first, but cost less per year of use. A $200 jacket worn for 10 years costs $20 a year. A $40 jacket replaced every year costs $40 a year. Twice the yearly cost for a worse experience. This does not mean always buy the most expensive option. It means thinking about cost per year of expected use, not just the price tag. Sometimes the middle option is the best value. Sometimes spending more upfront saves money over time. Cheap products that break right away are actually expensive products sold to people who only look at the sticker price. The math only seems good if you ignore all the replacements. Here is what connects everything on this list. All 12 of these things share the same features. They take advantage of convenience, urgency, poor planning, or habits people have not stopped to think about. They have gone up in price while going down in value. They depend on people never sitting down and doing the actual math. Doing the math changes everything. Each of these categories costs you hundreds to thousands of dollars a year. Add several together: the unused gym membership, the monthly storage unit, the weekly bar tabs, the expensive grocery habit, and you are looking at $5,000 to $15,000 in spending. That gives you very little lasting value. That same money, invested steadily at 8% return, builds real wealth that can change your life. $10,000 a year for 20 years grows to nearly $500,000. That is not just retirement money, that is life-changing money. And right now, it is flowing out of your account toward companies that have studied every way possible to get it from you. The economy wants you spending without thinking. Pricing systems adjust in real time to get as much money from you as possible. Marketing exists to make you want things you did not know you wanted. Convenience is used against your long-term interests. Your only protection is awareness. Understanding what things actually cost. Understanding what they are actually worth. Understanding the gap between those two numbers and deciding clearly whether to accept it. These 12 categories are not automatically bad. Some might genuinely make your life better enough to be worth the current price. The question is not whether anyone should ever spend money on these things. The question is whether you are making a clear and conscious choice or whether the spending just happens on its own while you are not paying attention. Pick one thing from this list that felt close to home. Cancel it this week. Put that money towards something that actually helps your future. Then, do the next one. The companies taking your money will not tell you when they have crossed the line from fair to unfair. That judgment is yours to make. Now you have what you need to make it. Your money either works for you or works for someone else. In 2026, knowing the difference matters more than ever. Let's say you take this seriously. You cancel the storage unit. You switch to a cheaper grocery store. You stop paying for the gym you never go to. Now you have an extra $300, $500, maybe $1,000 a month that used to just disappear. What do you do with it? Leaving it in a regular checking account earning nothing is not the answer. That money needs a purpose. And knowing how to put it to work means understanding how money actually grows, compound interest, tax-friendly accounts, the difference between saving and investing. I covered all of it in a full money guide. It is linked right here. Everything they never taught you in school. Everything you need to know to truly build wealth.